Um, we have an opening remarks by His Excellency Mr. Ahmad Wali Massoud, the chairman of Massoud Foundation, and followed by our keynote speaker, Sir Shara.
Thank you very much, thank you. And I also would like to thank each and everyone who has come to this conference. All the friends of Afghanistan, those who have come from abroad, very far away. Also those who are online. I would like to really thank them on behalf of my family as well as on behalf of Massoud Foundation. And at the same time, let me say that those people who have come here from different countries or who are joining us from different countries here, from different sect, different religion, different nationality, that in itself really shows that Massoud is still alive. After almost 20 years, everybody from different sects believe that we really have to go and sit on the 20th anniversary of Massoud. It means that Massoud is alive. People do believe in his thought and vision. And that's why we're very much thankful. And at the same time, each time when there is a problem in Afghanistan, when there is an invasion, a terrorism, and extremism, then once again, Massoud's name and the resistance is alive. So what it really means that so long as the notion of freedom and resistance comes, once again, Massoud's name is next to that one. So it means that Massoud is alive. And of course, our friends and colleagues, those who are journalists, academics, and much more knowledgeable than us, who have made a lot of research, who have made a dedication in their life to really talk about and write about Massoud. They will know much more than we do. But I just wanted to thank each and everyone who have come here. But at the same time, let me say that 20 years ago, that Massoud was alone to fight some terrorism. And he was alone. And I was representing here the embassy, but at the same time, I was representing the resistance. After 20 years, we come back to the same problem as we experienced 20 years ago. And that time, Massoud was fighting alone. I do remember that the last and the peak of the resistance and the peak of terrorism, and the American contacted me here in London, and they said, we want the Stingers, anti-aircraft missile, as well as we want Osama bin Laden, alive or dead. And I sent this message to my brother Massoud, that this is the American ones. My brother said, well, of course we do not need the Stingers, but as far as the Osama is concerned, why do they think that by taking Osama, terrorism will be over? That's not the case. Terrorism cannot be eradicated, rooted out by just taking Osama bin Laden. Why do you think that way, this way? And then, of course, after a few exchange of messages, and Massoud sent to them the message, saying that, well, if you want to really fight terrorism, we are here. We have got people, we have got our people who are determined to fight terrorism. Can you help us? Or if you can't help us, if you can't do nothing, at least you can say, this is the red line. This is terrorism and this is humanity. This is right, this is wrong. Morally, you can stand by right. Can you do that one? But all these voices that went unheard until Massoud was assassinated by terrorists at 9/9. And then 2 days later, what happened in New York, 9/11. Then the American woke up and just came to the Afghans. And if these voices were heard, of course, we would not have been witnessing such a tragedy that time and today as well. And now, once again, we are in the same situation as 20 years ago, from Taliban to Taliban, from terrorism to terrorism. But this time, not only that was the weakness of the government of Afghanistan, a very corrupt government of Ashraf Ghani and his colleagues. That was the main and why. At the same time, of course, the big games of the region once again started. And I do think that this time we have got a much more deeper problem than ever before. So therefore, I mean, the question arises here that can we really kind of still resist? Can we still really fight terrorism or not? Can we do it with the vision of Massoud, with his roadmap? Can we do such thing? Can we really go and fight extremism? Well, what was the vision of Massoud? First of all, before anything, that he was a noble human being. Second, of course, he was a moderate Muslim. And third, he was the democracy, a gradual democracy in Afghanistan based on the beliefs of the people. And therefore, he wanted a decentralized system in Afghanistan. He said that this time, when we free Afghanistan, the power should come from the province to the center, not like before, from the center to the provinces. Then, of course, he wanted a balanced foreign relation. At the same time, he was fiercely anti-corruption. Corruption was the biggest problem. And he was so much anti-corruption that he, even in the area he controlled, he did not allow such things to happen, even before the government. So therefore, he was a figure of anti-corruption. At the same time, he was a man of social justice. All the time he said that in Afghanistan this time, if you want national unity, it must be based on the social justice, because Afghanistan consists of different ethnicities. All the ethnicities must have the equal right, must be the justice in order for all of us to get the unity. And today, as Ahmad Massoud, the leader of the resistance just before, he mentioned that today we have got a national front for Afghanistan, national resistance front for Afghanistan, and that is based again on the thoughts and vision of Massoud. And this is the only opportunity at the moment we have got for the freedom of Afghanistan. The only opportunity we have got to combat terrorism, to combat extremism, to eradicate them. This is the only opportunity. We are very kind of lucky that this time the geography of the resistance have expanded so much that it's not only containing Panjshir or Andara, someone, but it's of course the women of Afghanistan who make up half of the population of the country, the young generation who makes 70% of the population of the country. They're all part of the resistance. So now the resistance have come up from Panjshir. Now it's becoming a national cause and international cry for freedom. So that is why we are lucky to reach that stage. We hope that we can really use that much of these forces for the freedom of Afghanistan. And here we have come to say that we, you, and all of us, we have got universal values that can be shared by all of us. We really have to fight for this universal value. If we can do it in Afghanistan, we can do it elsewhere. But if we fail in Afghanistan, unfortunately, then we have to expect that whose problems will come out of the boundaries of Afghanistan, and it will affect everybody. So therefore, my humble demand is that, can we really kind of, based on the vision of Massoud, can we really fight terrorism and extremism with the shared and universal vision that we have got for the country, for freedom, for unity, and for the mankind? Thank you very much. Thank you.